Jeez.
Nah.
Jeez.
Big clown acting ass. What's good, family? It's your man, the YB. Back once again. Big shout out to your man, the YB. Number one sugar mama in the game right now, Lizzie Corinne, for boosting the coin up 100%. So, we just saw there from your mans, Chris Eubank Jr. breaking his silence and reacting to pull-out gate. To daddy pick up from school gate. And today, Chris, your pops pulled up and told you it's time to go home. Yeah, stop playing in the big leagues. Conor Benn ain't playing. That's what he's big facts. Call me a liar. Oops. Yeah. Chris Eubank Sr. turned up and said, Listen, Junior. I don't know what skullduggery you've been getting up to, but this is beyond playing now. You do know you've actually got to get in the ring and have Conor Benn set about you. Conor Benn ain't playing like that. Yeah, this ain't one of them ones. This ain't Billy Joe Sausages, who ain't even training, who only has 6 rounds of cardio. This is Conor Benn, and he about it. Bottom line, yeah. And this is the video Eubank Jr. has clapped back at his pops. His pops says he's pulled his son out of the fight because he can't afford for Conor Benn to send him up to the pearly gates. Junior's reaction is eating some cheese ting, some God knows what it is. This guy, I told you before, this Junior cat is a goober, a proper goober. Yeah? Listen Junior, don't be wheeling your dad out. I think there's a good chance, yeah, Junior is scared of Conor Benn and is trying to use leverage. Like, ooh, shit, let me threaten Eddie Hearn, let me threaten Team Ben that I'm pulling out. Hopefully they get cold feet and then agree to do it at 160, so I don't have any disadvantage. That's the kind of narrative I think it is, to be quite frank. Because why else would this goober be out here clowning, eating more rubbish? Do you know what I mean? It's just the whole thing's weird. Not to mention, Junior has been active on social media, but hasn't mentioned nothing about his pops pulling the plug. For example, 20 hours ago, now the drama happened about 40 hours ago, so 20 hours ago, Eubank posted some political statement. I'm not going to get into that, but the point is, Eubank has been active on social media. Not to mention this whole weird ass video he put out. Yeah?
Jeez.
So it begs the question, why isn't Junior addressing the allegations that he's pulling out? Instead, he's posting videos eating again. I don't know what it is. Like, okay, we get the joke now, Chris. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, no. We get the joke. Yeah? No word of a lie. He tried 2 buckets of KFC. And then this. We get it. We get the joke. You don't have to keep... You know what I mean? What's the word? What's the word comedians say? Well, either way, you don't need to... There's no more juice to be had. It was barely funny the first time. The first bucket of KFC. What's your point here? What you should be doing, if you're trying to give the big swagger about, oh, I can eat what I want, and I'm not bothered about Eubank, I'm not bothered about Conor Benn. If you want that to be the narrative, tell your pops to stop coming out and crying on your behalf. Oops. It's no good carrying on like your bad mind. Oh, I don't need to, I can eat what I want and I can just pull up and I only need 10% and I don't need to, my name's Eubank Jr. and I don't need to jerk off to beat Conor Benn. You know what I mean? Oh, Conor Benn, I'm going to be jerking off for the next 8 weeks because you're easy work. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're going to give it all that, why is your pops out here talking about you being laid to rest? Oops. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't add up. You need to get the messaging on point. Your dad should be out here saying, yeah, Chris, that's easy work. He lightweight. He food. There's a reason we keep eating KFC and we keep eating desserts, because guess what? You food. You know what I'm saying? They're the kind of bars your pops should be coming with. Not talking about, I've already lost. Do you know what I mean? Trying to play on the heartstrings. I've already lost one son, and Conor Benn ain't no joke, and he gonna sit about my son, and I'm gonna be, listen, end of the day, Eubank Senior is scared of going down 2-0. Yeah, he don't want to go down 2-0. That's what he said. I'm already 1-0 down. I ain't trying to go 2-0 down. And here's the clown eating food. I'm telling you now, yeah. Let's not forget, people. There's a very precedental. Is it precedental? I'm not sure, but listen. There's well-known precedents within the whole thing of fighters missing weight. I remember, was it Khabib? Yeah, it was Khabib. Khabib versus Tony Ferguson 4. Yeah? Khabib was pictured, I don't know, it was something like that. Khabib or Tony was pictured at some restaurant and they were clowning how, whatever, and one of them ends up missing weight. And everyone was saying, what the fuck, why are you clowning about you eating out like it's easy work and then you miss weight? It was something along the lines of that. So my point is, don't let me see this guy. And maybe he's that confident. Maybe he really is that confident. But time will tell. And what I will say is, if this clown pulls up and he's over 157, I actually don't believe Team Ben should take the fight. Because why should he? Never mind the whole... never mind anything else about the... Never mind the money clauses. It's no good making $1 million. In my opinion, it's not worth it. Because, after all, Conor Benn's the one going up 1.5 weight divisions. We've just seen Canelo smoked for doing less than that. Now listen, Eubank Jr. ain't no Bivol, but still, weight divisions, they mean something. Well, unless your name's AJ, yeah? Being bigger is a big factor in boxing, unless your name is Anthony Johnston. In which case, not so much. But you know what I'm saying? For the most part, being 1.5 weight divisions is a massive factor. And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to leave it there, yeah? I'm sorry, but this guy, his whole career has been a clown. He give it all the jabber to George Groves and went in there and was food. Bottom line, he give it all this. Groves is shot, Groves is old, all that he give it. Oh, I'm a warrior. Listen, your pops was a warrior. So far, I'm afraid to say, we haven't seen that from you. In fact, we've seen you ducking fights. That's what we've seen you do. We've seen you squeeze all the life out of your dad's name and legacy. And really, what have you done, apart from lose? Call me a liar. Go on. What legacy-defining things has he done? And to be quite frank, I mean, the fact you lost to Billy Joe says a lot to me. That shows how bad you are, because Billy Joe really ain't all that. We saw, Billy Joe was food to Canelo. Which tells me if you was anything, you'd have beat the guy. You know what I'm saying? If he was worth anything, you'd have beat Billy Joe, bottom line. And you couldn't. And even then, Billy Joe weren't even training as well. So you got whooped by a dude who weren't even training. And you got whooped by an old Don. Let's not forget as well, people, yeah? Eubank lost to George Groves, who got knocked out by Carl Froch. And that was arguably in George Groves' peak of his career as well. It's like, Carl Froch was good, yeah, but he was like a standard. Not standard, he was, you know what I mean, he was gritty, but he, in terms of skill, in terms of greatness, he's like entry level, any. Nothing flashy. And that nothing flashy smoked George Groves. You went in there, you couldn't even, never mind match, you got beat by Groves. You know what I'm saying? Fucking hell. You're the bottom of the pile, and you're at if, literally, you are the only way Eubank would have made any money was because he was his dad's son. No one else makes money like that for what he's done. Lose all the big fights and then beat bums. That's what it is. No one, I'm telling you now, an average man with his resume would be still on undercards making 20 grand. Tops. That's the reality. End of the day, you're daddy's boy. So, anyway, listen, Chris, man. Listen to your pops. Because you are daddy's boy. You are daddy's legacy boy. Yeah, and you must do what he says. Because you ain't done nothing to establish yourself in your own right. Yeah, you must take his advice. Because he is everything you've got. Anyway, let's see how it plays out. Smash the like button, subscribe, and your boy will be back 100%.